We have some parents, they're at a venue with their children, and they decide they're going to have a pitch fist fight. Let's just take a pause for a moment here. We are not talking about a war zone. I can think of very few scenarios at an outing where my children are present where I'm going to choose to engage in a fist fight with someone. It isn't worth the time, the effort, and the trauma it's going to be putting on my kid. Right away we can see that there's a larger, more vocal group pressing towards the one guy. But as the guy then moves to the side, he catches him with actually rather a sweet little check hook. It's so fast you almost don't see it come up on the camera. This is also slightly unusual in the fact that the guy's then out for the count just off what's a little loose slap hook going on. Either that guy's packing some serious punch in his fists, or that guy's got a chin that would give a chandelier a run for the amount of glass that's contained in it. Although we shouldn't be having that fight and we shouldn't be having a confrontation in front of the children, or indeed in any public venue at all if we can possibly avoid it, when one is there, we have a duty to answer it. He is trying to get away from the situation, but he's also not sacrificing his own safety for that. The man's pointing the finger at him and saying, you want this, you're going to have issues, basically. And then he delivers one of those beautiful Muay Thai kicks that we keep seeing cropping up on Reality Check, and it delivers a short, sharp shot right to the back of the knee. Watch how the fight then goes out of the guy. The anger doesn't leave him, but you can see a subtle shift in his body language and a subtle shift in his mechanic. This is actually quite a nice illustration of doing what needs to be doing, nothing more. He could have Thai kicked him again, a 1, 2, 3, boom, down you go, have a nap along with your friend, but he doesn't. He wants to get out of there. So I'm going to suggest if we're assigning roles here with no other context behind the clip, we have the guy that's probably in command of his faculties and circumstances, and we have the ones that aren't. This also loops back to that whole message I keep trying to get across in these Reality Check videos. We want actions, not reactions. The big difference between these two things? An action is something I choose to do. It's flexible and adaptable, and it's something I can explain. A reaction is something which is almost forced upon me, either by my own biology or simply because of the way the circumstances drop on my toes. Was this fight necessary? No, I don't think anyone's going to argue this. But the steps that were taken afterwards were necessary to secure that situation from getting worse. So when it started, it doesn't mean you can't finish it. But the important thing in this one was he recognized when it was finished and he was allowed to back off and walk away and get the result he wanted from that.